See. Ah, there we go. You got my mic on. Sorry, everybody. Having some issues. Just a second. Ah. Okay, there we go. I'm certainly glad you could join us today for the Bob Russ stream. I'm Bob Russ, also known as the Bob Russ of Isopods. So I'm glad to see you all here, and we're going to get started. This is in celebration of Halloween and Bob Ross, of course. So I see that Corey Dora is here, and Tima is here, Frank the Tank, Snaeleontologist, Invertebrate Person, and some other people are here too. Max, Laura Taylor, Frank the Tank, Joseph Tavir, Theropod Hunter, Yotaro, Corey Dora, and Sandy Skinks. Lots of people here. So welcome. I probably missed some of you as well. I hope I didn't, but if I missed you, don't worry about it. We'll get you. We'll find you. Just stay here and keep commenting. I wanted to start out by commenting on a Patreon question that was left by Eric, father of arthropods. Eric was wondering, now that Eric has some bioactive setups with isopods in them, what would be a nice, interesting looking one to do on its own that other people would want. So I've been thinking of some species that maybe he would want to use for that situation. I think some zebra isopods would look really great in something like that. Armadillidium maculatum would be great. They're an excellent species for that kind of thing. There's usually a pretty good demand for them. They're easy to find. They're not too expensive. They look great, and they tend to be out in the open. Armadillidium gestroi would be another great one. For many of the same reasons. They get larger on average than the zebras, and the zebras have great contrast but not as much color, whereas the gestroi have a lot of color that really pops. So that could be a really good species for you, Eric, as well. If you can make a deal with a pet store, some pet stores will take isopods that go in large numbers and that breed very prolifically, like dairy cows or something like that as well. So Porcellio afflavis dairy cow could be a great one, milkback, something like that as well. So that was a great comment, and we're glad that you brought that one for us today. Let's see, fish stuff is here as well. Invertebrate person. Let's see. Couple of things I wanted to bring up. Please notice that we have something called a super chat goal. It's a new thing that YouTube's doing, and I would love to try it out. Any super chat of any amount, if I reach my goal of 10 super chats within an hour, it doesn't matter if they're like the 99-cent ones, it still counts, then I will floss as Bob Ross. We're just going to try it out and see how that goes. And no pressure, obviously, but if you feel like you want to see Bob Ross floss, or Bob Russ floss, I guess, then go ahead and contribute to that super chat fund, and we'll see how that goes. So I see that Frank the Tank brought that up. Yeah. Bob Ross floss. So Max has dairy cows, clugai, and gestroi, all great species. Clugai is another one. It's usually in pretty good demand. Absolutely beautifully colored. Stays a bit smaller than quite a bit smaller than the Gestroy or even the bigger zebras. So, but very, very brightly colored and beautiful. So that's a good one too. I see we have our first super chat. We are on our way to our goal. I just clicked the like button on that, and so did some other people. So thank you, Fish Stuff, for the first super chat of this Bob Ross stream. Only 9 away from a Bob Ross floss. So perfect. I appreciate that. I see Gamer5 is here as well. Lovely to see you here. I did want to get some isopods on screen today, but I had a few logistical problems. I do have some isopods that I want to show you, though. I have this one that Brittany made me. I met Brittany at the Clint's Reptile Academy this past summer, and she made me 2 isopods, and this is the larger of the 2, this lovely Gestroy. So let's get a closer look at this Gestroy here on my palette, so you can appreciate the craft that goes into this beautiful, beautiful isopod. Look at that face. It's an absolutely gorgeous face. What do you think? Look at all that, all the legs, everything. It's absolutely gorgeous. So love that. I see we got another super chat from Laura Taylor. We're not that far away from the flossing, folks. We're on the way. I think we're going to make it. I see Mr. Spelter is here as well. That is fantastic. So thank you to Laura Taylor for the super chat. I think we're going to make our goal. What do you think? So yeah, I love this little isopod. I've got some other ones that I'll be showing a little bit later too. So Zarathustra und die Chipmunks. I love it. That's great. Well, thank you for joining in too. We're happy to have you here as well today. All right. So we have some. Can I ask about the progress of your night gold strain, Mr. Spelter? Yes, you may. It's kind of a bittersweet story, actually. Strain is out in the hobby. There are people breeding them and selling them. I oversold my group, and so I ended up selling off everything I had, and I no longer keep them. Sold off the last of them. But they're out there. There are people still doing it. And once in a while, I'll get an Instagram post or something. It'll say, here is Armadillidium vulgare night gold. And I look at it, and it's what I wanted to produce. So I feel like from that standpoint, it was a great thing. They're out in the hobby now, and hopefully they stay out in the hobby and the integrity of the strain remains. But yeah, I no longer work with them. Let's see. So Corridora says, is it normal for my Oniscus ocellus, first generation from the wild, to be more gold than their parents? Well, I have seen some variation in that in the wild types, a decent amount of variation. If you see a systematic shift towards more gold, that's interesting. Not what I would expect to see necessarily, but I see a lot of variation in them. So the fact that you're seeing more of it, per se, just that you're seeing more of it in your captive bred generation is not necessarily strange, but if it's systematic, like all of the wild type or the wild caught adults don't look like that, and all of the second generations do, that's interesting. And I would keep an eye on that. You might be able to work with that to line breed some more gold or something like that. Oh, Max Cantrell, you're going to try to culture, that's a hard to say, Halophiloskia couchi. It's a nationally scarce species here in the UK and inhabits similar habitats to Ligia species. So it's like a coastal semi-aquatic one. That sounds really cool. Love that. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, we got a super chat from Theropod Hunter saying Armadillidium valumbrosa is steadily becoming one of my favorite isopods, especially the teak morph. Well, that sounds intriguing. I have not seen that species. I would not mind seeing some pictures of that. That would be fantastic. Thank you so much, Theropod Hunter, for the super chat. We're 3 down, 7 to go. I think we're gonna do it. Yeah, and Frank the Tank is right. The gold timer did start a bit early. I'm still learning how to do it. It was my first time ever doing it. It's a new thing for me, so I think I started it too early. So yeah, Corridora, I would try it. I would try it. See if you can get them going. So someone asked me a question about culturing Philoscia or Philoscia, or it's pronounced various ways, like Philoscia muscorum, different species like that. Well, Max, I've never actually worked with that genus, really, as far as I can remember. Nope, I have not. I've not worked with the genus at all. So I don't feel like I can give you some any real information on it. I wish I could, but I'm afraid I don't have any expertise in that area or even any experience in that area. Great question, though. If someone else has some, that would be nice to know. I see that Sean Meister is here. Welcome. And well, thank you, Aunt Sandy Skinks. I appreciate that. Trying is enough. That's awesome. I think we have a really good chance of making it with those 3 super chats so far in the first 10 minutes or so. We'll probably get there. Oh, Droth is here as well. Fantastic. I wanted to give you some more information too. You know, recently I asked everybody to try to interact with the short that I was going to release about the tailless whip scorpions. I asked people here in the live stream, the last time we had a live stream, and then I also asked people on Patreon to do that, and it went really well, I must say. The last time I checked, this short, which was released a week ago today, had over 16,000 views, which is pretty good. It's obviously, it's proven to me that I need to spend some more effort on shorts because the algorithm has definitely picked it up and is interested in, you know, helping to, it's been increasing my subscriber count, it's been increasing my views and all those things. So it's going to be a useful thing. So from now on, until something changes, the plan is going to be 2 live streams a month and 2 shorts a month. And what I will probably do, for those of you on Patreon, I will probably post the link to the live stream 1 week before it starts so that everyone can have a chance to make comments and whatnot. And I'll make sure I can gather them up and everyone has time to think of comments or questions they have on Patreon so that they can get those answered in the stream, like Eric of Father of Arthropods did today. And I'm not super excited about shorts, like I was saying last time. Not super excited about it, but at the same time, they're doing their thing, and I'm trying to make them still educational and whatnot. And I think I succeeded with this last one. I feel like people who watched it may have learned something about tailless whip scorpions, maybe 2 things, and the fact that it's not actually spelled Taylor, it's not actually Taylor swift scorpion, it's actually tailless whip scorpion, among other things. Learned that they're not venomous, you know, learned that they have antenniform legs, that kind of thing. So I think it was accomplished the goal of being educational yet tapping into the algorithm craze with shorts. So see how it goes. All right. Let's see. Max says, have a so far rather successful project with a local albino strain of Oniscus ocellus that produces not only the usual bright orange ones, sometimes a blonde color. Cool. Interesting. Glad that's working out for you. That sounds fun. Some blonde ones as well as the bright orange ones, which I love. So Corridora, we're still going to do weekly long format posts of videos. Good question. So the idea is every Friday, still posting a long format video. On Tuesdays, it'll be alternating between shorts and live streams. So 1 week we'll do a live stream, next 2 we'll do a short, live stream, short, and so on. I think I've got another super chat. I got to check this out. Oh, it's Gamer5. Thank you. Got your first Isopod Saturday, and you love them. That is fantastic. And it's your first super chat on a live stream. I am honored. Thank you. So what species of isopod did you get? Okay. So invertebrate person, you haven't seen the short. Okay. So just go to my channel, and then there should be a way for you to get to the shorts feed and check that out. It's tailless whip scorpions. It's about about them. It's the two truths, one lie format, and then at the end I tell you which one was untrue and explain what is true. So check that out if you haven't already. Tima, totally get that. Yes, Taylor Swift scorpion does sound like a snake discovery pun. Okay. This is going to be an hour-long stream. The timer is for the goal, for the super chat goal, but it's going to be an hour long. Oh, Max, that would be fantastic to see Porcellio ornatus and an armadillo officinalis in the wild. The Porcellio ornatus, which form was it? Because there's so many different localities of Porcellio ornatus. Let's see. Oh, okay, so Gamer 5, you got a lot of different ones. You got dairy cows, clowns, giant canyons, and Cubaris marina Borneo. Excellent pickups, excellent way to start. Okay, that is very cool. Oh, invertebrate person, I love cellar spiders. The phulcids are so cool. We had one that lived in the corner of our bedroom, my wife and I, for a while, and it was a couple years, I think, and it was fantastic. Loved it. So, Aquarimax Pets, Droth says, have you seen the taste test shorts? You could do that with veggies and Armadillidium vulgare. And perhaps even other isopods with other foods. I like this idea. I haven't really seen the taste test shorts. Guess I'll have to see one to try to get the format down. That's awesome. Okay, so Max Cantrell, you might have found Pseudoporcellio, or what is it? Porcellio pseudo-ornatus? Is that the one? I'm trying to remember the name now. The one that's also called the Malaga monster, or it might not be. It might be something else. There's so many over there. That's really cool. Owen, yes, you did. And I sent you your shipping, your tracking link. Sorry. So let me know if you've seen that tracking link from me, so you can get those isopods. That's awesome. Let's see. Jackie, happy with the Twist Acrylic Pores Plus. Huh, you have a good taste. You like cellar spiders too. Yeah, I love it when they do that shake thing. So cool. Found wild scorpions and lots of Scolopendra cingulata. That is fantastic. I love those. They're like the European version of Scolopendra polymorpha almost. Let's see. Invertebrate person, you have cellar spiders just in your house. That's fantastic. I haven't seen a cellar spider in a long time. I would love to get one. Yeah, exactly, Yotaro. We could do something protein-based like a shrimp with a large colony of dairy cows or something like that. I guess I don't have a large colony of dairy cows anymore, but I could do it with something. I could put it in with my my dairy, no, dairy, Porcellio laevis hound or something. That would be cool. Oh, Theropod Hunter, good luck with your Velia caprae. Those are the water striders. That is so cool. Micro crickets ready to go. Okay, so maybe it is Pseudo-ornatus. Awesome. Sir Blue, what species of orange isopods do you find in your garden? All right, I'm going to show you another isopod. This one, unfortunately, has iridovirus, but it is a beautiful isopod. So let's check it out. What do you think? I mean, it's a pretty big specimen of Armadillidium vulgare, but unfortunately with iridovirus, it's not going to live long. Iridovirus seems to be invariably fatal, even though it may take a while to kill off the individuals. But I've never seen an Armadillidium vulgare this big. So it's pretty amazing. And despite having iridovirus, it seems to have retained the ability to conglobate and remain in a conglobated state pretty well for long periods of time. So that's good. That's the plus. Yeah, apparently there are some species of crustaceans in which iridovirus is not fatal. It can be carried on multi-generationally, like some crayfish. Sorry, everybody. Lost you for a second. We're back, though. Here we are. We're back. Sorry about that. So, Max, you got to see your first velvet spider. Fantastic. I would love to see those in the wild. I had a velvet spider. It was the panda blue seedy or whatever it is. I get the name species blue seedy. I loved it. Erisis blue seedy ifni, is that what it is? Something like that. It was fantastic, but it was a male, so it didn't last all that long. It morphed out male, molted out male, I should say, and then within a few months it had passed. But I'm back. Oh, we have. Oh, Tarantula Collective sent us a sticker, a Happy Halloween sticker. Thank you, Richard. That's so awesome. Appreciate it. Happy Halloween to you as well. And Tima also sent us a sticker, and those count as super chats, it looks like. At least one of them does. I'm not sure, but I appreciate them both. That is fantastic. We're coming along. We're halfway there to the Bob Ross floss. So that is fantastic. I appreciate that both. Richard and Tima, thank you. Will you be painting this stream? Not officially. My idea was to get some isopods, and I was going to do some isopod maintenance on a separate camera, but the logistics didn't really work out in the time I had, which was frustrating, but at least I'm here, and I'm able to show you some isopods. Oh, we just got a super chat. We got a super chat from Richard. Let's see. There it goes. Tarantula Collective, thank you so much. Fantastic. We're now 6 out of 10 for the goal, and really appreciate the support as always, Richard. He's always been a great supporter of the channel for years, ever since Peter from Bugs in Cyberspace kind of helped us get together and kind of meet each other. We had a live stream together, and it's been awesome ever since. I love his videos. He has amazing videos. If you haven't checked out Tarantula Collective, you're missing out. So make sure to do that. Let's see. Yeah, more than halfway. And Tarantula Collective says, for some Halloween treats for your creepy crawlies. Thank you. That's awesome. Definitely can always use some help in the food department for my creatures. Definitely. Matter of fact, I have a tarantula feeding video coming up pretty soon. I think, is it my next? I think it's my next long format video. So my Dolichothele diamantinensis female that I traded with Alex from Tarantula Haven for my mature male. So excited about that. Let's see. Sir Blue says, you and Cleaner actually recently have a 20-gallon long desert theme tank with desert beetles and velvet ants. Awesome. That is so cool. And the reason I have one, because of Peter at Bugs in Cyberspace. He's the one who introduced me to that particular winning combination. So I have to give credit where credit is due. Yeah, invertebrate person, I like to do that a lot. And I usually use the Seek app, which is maybe not as good as iNaturalist. I'm not really sure which one's better. Seek app is not infallible, but it's really helpful for identifying various creatures. It does everything. It identifies mammals, birds, fish, reptiles, amphibians, arthropods of all different types, non-arthropod invertebrates, plants. I mean, it's a pretty comprehensive app. It uses AI algorithms to figure out what you're looking at, and it's not infallible, like I said, but it is good. So Sir Blue says, 90% of the beetles in your tank are from Peter, and the velvet ants are all found locally except the 2 Sacchinai velvet ants from Peter. Fantastic. Got to see him floss like Bob Ross. Yeah. Yeah. The funny thing is, I saw when I started the live stream, I started getting it ready on the devices, and before the live stream actually went live, it said, set a goal for super chats. And I was like, I've never seen this before. Okay, I'll try it. So I set it up, and when I did, it said you can choose a time frame and you choose what happens when the goal arrives. And that just came to me, floss like Bob Ross. So. Okay. Amelie, I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right, Amelie, but thank you so much. I appreciate you being here and I appreciate those kind words. So Max Cantrell used to have 3 species of isopod, 2 species of ground beetle, a centipede species, and some mushroom types. Oh, wow. All in a big tank. That's cool. But spiders overtook it, huh? Frank the Tank, currently working with Eliodes spinipes macrura I got from Invertebrate Dude. When I saw that scientific name, especially with the subspecies there, I figured it must have been from Invertebrate Dude even before I read the rest. But that's awesome that you're working with those. I hope that works out for you. Yeah, Sir Blue, that makes sense about iNaturalist. Get some, make sure you look through and kind of do some research while you're there. Yep, definitely. So what else is going on that I wanted to tell you all? I am hoping to get my Damon diadema, my amblypygids, tailless whipped scorpions, pairing, my male molted out, mature. Sometimes they will breed successfully before you can see this difference, but the sexual dimorphism is that the male has much more elongate pedipalps when he molts out mature, and he just did. They don't have a terminal molt like tarantulas do, male tarantulas do, so he'll continue to molt, but that particular difference in the pedipalps will be apparent from now on in the male. And so I've been working with different things, preparing for it, feeding them well. I messaged Gil Wiesen, who's one of the amblypygid experts, probably the only one that only person I know who I'd consider an amblypygid expert. And I don't know him like face to face, but I know him from, from communicating online, and he gave me some tips. So fingers crossed, I hope it works. Oh, it looks like we got another it's another super chat, and this one's also from Tarantula Collective. Thank you, Richard. I think Richard is very determined to see me floss. Oh, Mr. Speltel too. Mr. Spelter, sorry. Sounds like our snake's name. So I had a hard time pronouncing that, but that's awesome. Thank you for being a mentor to the isopod hobby. Love it. Thank you. I think it's going to happen, folks. Look how close we are. That is fantastic. I think we're going to make it. And that was Mr. Spelter's first super chat on a live stream. Okay, Sir Blue. Oh, information about the hydrophilus beetles. Yeah, I have some experience with hydrophilus beetles. I've had 2 of them. One of them I still have and is doing really well. It's been going strong. Unfortunately, Flat Stanley is no longer with us. He is my Selenops species flatty wall spider. He was, but they don't live all that long. I had mine for a little over a year, and it passed away. So it was over a year old because when I got it, it was not mature. It was maybe half adult size. So I'm afraid we have lost Flat Stanley, which is sad. Oh, we got a super chat from Sir Blue. Much appreciated. Thank you. And we are at 9 out of 10. 90% of the way there, everyone. I think the floss is going to happen. Max Kentrell, do you have any recommendations for temperate detritivores to keep besides isopods? Looking for new groups to try. Well, millipedes are a little more complicated, but you could get some. You could probably have some local millipedes if you're looking for temperate ones specifically. I don't know exactly what you have in your area, but I'm sure you have some millipedes you could keep. Let's see. My nephew found a wild millipede a few days ago. He was playing in his schoolyard and found it under a pebble. There you go. Invertebrate person needs to see the Bob Ross floss. Who's going to be the one who tips the scales and makes it possible to see Bob Ross floss? Let's see it. So, Mr. Swelter, what's your favorite invert? I know it's probably not isopods. That's such a good question. I don't know. I have to think about that one. Oh, we did it. We reached the goal. Droth did it with that $10 super chat. Crazy. Thank you, Droth. I appreciate it. That is fantastic. So, question for you. I got to do the Bob Ross floss. Should I do it with the palette and the brush or without the palette and the brush? I just got to know. Okay. I hope you can see this. Here we go. Here comes the Bob Ross floss. Okay. Got to get back as far as I can. I really hope you can see this. Am I far enough back? The camera that I can see, it's probably good enough. Probably good enough. Okay, here we go. Oh, I messed up. Sorry. Here we go. I'm certainly glad you could join us today for the Bob Ross floss. I'm certainly glad you could join us today for Bob Ross floss. Just think of happy little trees. I'm making all this up. Here we go. How's that? Whew. I didn't have any music, so I had to kind of make up my own. Everybody floss. Oh, nice. Bob Ross floss going viral on TikTok or Instagram. Maybe I should do it. What do you think for Halloween? Bob Ross floss? Maybe I should. So I'm getting some pretty good feedback on my flossing. So screen grab that. I guess that's possible because the replay is going to upload to YouTube after this. So yeah. You know what's amazing? I have a headache today. I still managed to do that. I might actually faint in a minute, but let's see. So, where's my brush? Don't want to lose my brush. Okay. So, what do you think about antlions? They're actually my favorite insects because I hate ants. Okay, well, I like antlions a lot. I can find them locally. I think they're pretty common around many places in the world. So that's not unusual, but I have kept a few. One as a kid I had was pupated and emerged as an adult. It was a little bit weak when it did. I don't think I provided it exactly the right environment, but it did molt out into an adult. And then every one after that I've kept, and some I've had for months and months. Never had one successfully molt, and I don't know why, into an adult. Not pupate and it didn't pupate and metamorphose into an adult, and I don't know why. It would, sometimes they'd go dormant for a while, and they'd come back, and they'd eat again for a while, and then they'd just kind of disappear, and I don't know what happened. So, that's awesome. Well, thank you for joining, Yotaro, and got more than you paid for. I'm glad it felt worth it. That's awesome. Surprised the hair stayed on. What are you talking about? This is my real hair. I just wear a wig for most of the other live streams and videos that I make. Now, I'm wearing a wig, what do you call it? A wig cap and a wig band, too, to keep it on. So, let's see. So, Hujan Bunga says hello. And Rivel says, hello, Bob Russ. Can you suggest some tips for keeping the stick bug? The Vietnamese walking stick. Medauroidea extradentata. I'm thinking about getting it as my first arthropod. Well, as much as I would love to help you there, I haven't kept that species, and I've actually never kept any phasmid, no walking sticks, because many of them are illegal for me to keep, and there are native phasmids here in my state, but I haven't been able to successfully source any here in my state. So I have zero experience with phasmids. Someday, my goal is to get a containment facility, USDA approved containment facility, and get a bunch of phasmids. I think that would be great, but so far, not there yet. Tarantula Collective, love it. I am delighted to have helped make your week, and I would floss for for that purpose to help improve your week anytime. So, you know, if you ever are having a bad week, just let me know and I'll send you a clip of me flossing in this video just to improve your day. Let's see. Can I do a Peter Griffin impression? Who's Peter Griffin? I should know this. I probably do know this, but it's not coming to my brain right now for whatever reason. Oh, cool. Tarantula Collected just gifted an Aquarimax Pets membership. Love it. Thank you, Richard. That's fantastic. I bet Melanie will be glad about that too. Let's see. Oh, Mexican Trail is growing oyster mushrooms in paper waste in Ziploc bags to provide food for isopods and roaches. I have done a little bit of mushroom growing. I've grown, what were they, portobellos? I don't remember now what kind of mushroom they were. It's been a few years, but I should do it again. That would be fun. I love the way that antlions work, Simply Sealed. Yeah, just the whole thing, how they capture their food, how they toss out the carcasses afterwards. It's just amazing. So this is right here. We've got a Cubaris species red edge, I believe is what this one is modeled after. This is a dango mushi. That's what they call them in Japan. And they're fairly popular, I guess, or were. I don't know if they're still popular, but they're pretty neat. I love them. I think they're fun. I love the fact that they'll conglobate and snap into place when they conglobate. Love it. So the species of walking stick, I know we have at least, I think we have two here at least, from the same genus, Parabacillus hesperus and Parabacillus coloratus. And I think hesperus is more of a southwestern, in our southwestern part of the state. Coloratus is more northern. And I've seen records not too far from here, so I'm hoping eventually to get some. And I've been talking to people about where to collect them and so on. So someday, they're pretty nice size. They're not huge or anything, but they're nice enough size and they're pretty easy to care for. And I have a big couple of patches of the evergreen Himalayan blackberry in my backyard, so I'd have plenty to feed them during the winter. Okay, so Tara, I've got a couple of isopods on here now. This is an Armadillidium vulgare with a ridovirus, and then this is a Cubaris species red edge, which may have been reclassified. I'm not sure. And then I actually have a nice big gestroy over here as well. Put that on the palette, why not? This is a crocheted gestroy that Britty sent me. Love it. Check out the belly and the legs and everything. The face, beautiful face. So my palette's full of isopods, because what else would it be full of, right? I've started collecting leaves, Frank. Our Kentucky yellowwood in the back drops leaves really early, and I have already collected some leaves. Sir Blue saw a polyphemus moth in the backyard. That is fantastic. I love when you run into some of the big saturnid moths and stuff like that. Let's see. Oh, mantid flies. I got to see a lot of the mantid flies or mantispids down in Arizona with Bugs in Cyberspace. Well, it was Sky Island Adventures was the thing I was doing. Of course, Peter runs both of those, both Bugs in Cyberspace and Sky Island Adventures. And both times I went down, both in 21 and 23, got to see mantispids. Very cool. They really came to the black lights. So we saw owl flies too. Some really big, crazy owl flies. And in the video that I posted from, I think it was, 23, I posted several videos from the trip, but one of the videos that I posted when we were blacklighting shows the owl fly and its eye, and how I got kind of the star shape in the eye with the way the light was going and everything. It was really cool to see. So if you haven't checked out that video, you should check it out. Run for president? I don't think I'm that crazy. Definitely don't want to be the president, but thank you for the vote of confidence, though. Oh, Sir Blue. So I spent a number of weeks in Texas as a kid because my grandma lived there, and we would go stay with her in the summer a couple times for 2 or 3 weeks at a time, and I really enjoyed the profusion of creatures that I experienced there. That's the only time I've ever found Brunnerea borealis. It's the elongate parthenogenic species of mantis. Oh, thank you, Frank the Tank, for posting that video link to owl flies from bugs in cyberspace. They are very cool. Very cool indeed. I love them. So we have, I can't tell how many likes we have. Can anybody, from here, what I can see on the screen, I can't tell how many likes. I see we have 31 people watching the stream right now, it looks like. But can't tell how many likes. But we met our goal, so I'm not going to complain at all. We got our goal. Bob Ross floss. It all worked out. I'm 90% sure at this point I'm going to dress like this for Halloween. I mean, I've already got the costume. I did it last year too. I didn't have this palette at the time. I had a different palette. I think this one is cooler, but there we go. Let's see. So 42 likes. Thank you, Frank the Tank. So theropod hunter, at least those male mantis don't have to worry about being eaten as often. Yeah, maybe, I don't even know if Brunnerea borealis has males ever. Good question. Because there are species of phasmid I know that have males, but the females often reproduce through parthenogenesis, but they can reproduce sexually as well. So I don't know how that works with Brunnerea borealis. Oh, well, I appreciate, Sir Blue, that you're able to save them from drowning. That's awesome. So Max, yeah, I'm glad you were able to catch this one. I am trying to stream a little bit earlier now. I used to do 5:30 to 6:30. Now I'm doing 5 to 6 my time, which of course is only half an hour difference, but hopefully it helps some people. It's about as early as I can do it, but oh, did I freeze? Did I freeze? I hope not. Or did just my video freeze? Oh, now I see that I'm frozen. Oh, no, I'm not frozen anymore. Hopefully I'm still going. Right. I keep thinking that there's something I want to share with you that I haven't shared yet. Oh, that's one of them. My melanistic garter snakes are exhibiting courtship behavior, which is not uncommon in the fall, shortly before going into brumation, as things start to cool off. I'm not sure it's going to take this time, but it'll almost certainly take in the spring. So we'll see. So everybody, fingers crossed that my melanistic garters are going to produce. The female put on quite a bit of size. This since I've gotten her, so hopefully we'll get a good batch of babies. I would love that. So Theropod Hunter says black beauty stick insects are one of the few species that don't have parthenogenesis at all. Interesting. So Sir Blue, southern yellow jackets like puppies. You've never been stung by one. Interesting. So Ribble, one of the coolest things I've ever seen was an antlion spitting grains of sand like it's shooting a rifle to make an ant lose its ground and fall into the pit. Is that a nature documentary? Interesting. I've seen them fling sand grains. I've never seen one spit. I wonder if there are species that are adapted to do that. That sounds interesting. Huh, fantastic. I would love to see that. So Max Cantrell, I have no idea about how long that species pupates, or takes to pupate. But maybe somebody does. So Sir Blue, yeah, I wanted to not believe in this stung for no reason, but it's happened twice to me with a hornet once and a wasp once. One, I was watering a plant and it jumped out of the plant and got me. And the other time, I was just minding my own business, having a picnic, and this big black hornet came and slammed into my arm and stung me and flew off. So Sir Blue, have you ever had the antlions pupate in your care successfully? I've only had it once, and I was a kid, so. And I've only kept maybe 2 or 3 since then, but I kind of gave up because they weren't pupating, and I felt like if I'm taking them out of the wild, when they become adults, I should release them so that they can go reproduce. But if I'm taking them out of the wild and they're just dying, I shouldn't do it. You know, if I could get them captive breeding or something, that would be something else. But they weren't doing well for me, so. I wonder what is going on with that. Interesting. Oh, when they get into your shoe when you're walking, yeah. From their standpoint, I could see why they would sting. If they're in your shoe and you're pushing up against them, they probably feel very threatened. But not cool for you, definitely. Running through some other scenarios in my mind, just tried to remember things that I've been doing lately that I wanted to share with you, because there's always something going on I want to talk about. I got a fun package from Peter at Bugs in Cyberspace. I got a video coming up in a couple of weeks about that, so keep your eyes open for that. Super excited about it. Max Cantrell, what do you have any spiders? I once saw a spitting spider. I once kept a spitting spider. It was extremely fun. I do have spiders. What do I have right now, spider-wise? Well, I've got one from Peter at Bugs in Cyberspace that I won't reveal yet because it's going to come out in the unboxing, but I'm excited about that. I have a Platycryptus undatus, which is a jumping spider that's all over the place here, one that showed up on our back window, and so I've been keeping that, and it seems to be doing all right. It is molted once or twice and is considerably larger and seems to be doing well. I've got a Steatoda, I believe it's a Steatoda grossa, a false black widow that I've had for, I want to say like 3 years. I don't know. It's super hardy and also doing well. And I've got, just kind of thinking where I am. The next one would be, I guess, my Cuculcania hibernalis, my black hole spider, southern house spider, that I probably had for close to 3 years now. Nice female. She's in the Cobweb Castle from the Spider Keep Cobweb Castle from cobwebcastle.com. Elliot sent me that a long time ago, and I got a spider for it, and it's been doing well. Does great at presentations. People love that spider. Sometimes she'll come out and eat for us and so on. And then I have my largest spider, my bluest spider, a Dolichothele diamantinensis, a female from Tarantula Haven. I raised up a male from a spiderling, and then when I realized it was a mature male, I contacted him and he said, let me offer you a trade. And I sent him the male, he sent me the female. It all worked out great. And so now I have a female tarantula, my one and only tarantula. Super excited about her. And she's doing great. Love it. So I've had bristleworms in Theropod Hunter, had bristleworms in marine tanks before, but I've never had bobbit worms that I am aware of. Bristleworms, yes, but specifically bobbit worms, no. But that doesn't mean it couldn't happen. All right. So Max Tentrella, oh, it was Steatoda nobilis that took over your woodlouse tank. And they do eat the woodlice, don't they? Hello, Marimba girl. Doing well? Glad to have you here. Let's see. Do I have or know anyone that has dermestid beetles? Tennyson Kingsley works with dermestid beetles, several species. And I believe Tristan, Invertebrate Dude, keeps them as well. And I think Roach Crossing, Kyle at Roach Crossing, I think he has some dermestid beetles as well. I think I have some dermestid beetles in my cricket colony because I cultured banded crickets for quite a while, bioactively, and successfully too, for quite a while. And I decided to switch over to house crickets to see how they did in a similar bioactive setup, and that's what I'm doing now. so far, it's working pretty well. And some domestic beetles came along with them. They seem to be breeding in there in smaller numbers, not huge numbers, but they seem to be breeding in there. So I guess I am starting to keep domestic beetles too, but I have limited experience with it. So Sir Blue, yeah, we should check out your antlion keeping process. I think that would be fun to try. I see them a lot when I'm hiking and stuff. So if I understand how to take care of them, I think I would try it again. Marimba Girl, this is indeed an Armadillidium gestri plushie, a crocheted one made by Britty, whom I met at the Clint's Reptile Academy this past summer. And she was kind enough to custom make me this one, asked me which species I wanted, and created this for me, which I think is fantastic. Love it. Potato soup. Mmm. Aroctea durandi. I don't know that Mediterranean spider, but that's interesting. Max Cantrell. If you could keep only one genus of pet, which would it be? You know, I might actually choose a super dwarf reticulated python. That's very high up on my list. If I could keep just one, might very well be a super dwarf reticulated python. So let's see, Aunt Sandy Skink. So Tennyson Kingsley, he's also known as Invert Squad on Instagram. And I'm sure if Ah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Back in business, everyone, for just a minute. Sorry about that. It was a happy little accident, like Frank said. Happy little accident. Not sure what happened there. Totally lost it. But the stream came back. I don't know if I'm going to lose it again. So thank you for joining in, everyone. And it's been great. Thank you for helping me reach my super chat goal of 10 super chats. We reached it far before the end of the video. And if you were there for it, you got to see the Bob Ross floss. So that was fun. Let's see. Around on snow. That's fantastic. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining in. The connection seems to be a little bit unstable, but we did it. Thank you, everyone. Happy Halloween to those of you who celebrate it. And as Bob Ross would say, I'm certainly glad you could join us today. And we'll catch you later.